Hello and welcome to today's episode of Klustered. This is episode 3 of Clustered Teams, and we have two wonderful teams joining us today. We have Team Skyscanner and Team DigitalOcean. Now, before we introduce them and get started today, there's just a little bit of housekeeping. Firstly, I want to thank Teleport for sponsoring Klustered. Teleport is a product that we have used on this show since the very first episode, even before they sponsored us. I think it's a fantastic product. You're going to see it in action today as we debug these two broken clusters, and you should check it out for yourself by checking out rawkode.live/teleport. Also, you should subscribe to this channel. There's lots more content focused on cloud-native Kubernetes and everything in between. It is a vast cloud-native landscape, and I hope that these videos will help you navigate it and we'll all learn together. We also have a Discord server available at rawkode.chat, so come on, say hello. There's over 400 and something odd of us in there now chatting, so I look forward to meeting you. All right, let's get started with today's first team. I am joined by Team Skyscanner. Hello, Team Skyscanner. How are you?
Hello. Good, thanks. You?
I mean, I don't need to fix clusters, so I'm feeling pretty great. How are you feeling, Guy?
Moderately terrified.
Well, you should be, because I'm sure people might remember your little voice and your smirky attitude as you broke a cluster for me previously with the Unicode character. Not that I'm better, but, you know.
I feel I was appropriately apologetic about it.
No, it's an absolute pleasure to have you, and I'm really excited to see you work on this cluster together. Can we start with a round of introductions, please? We'll start with you, Guy.
Sure. Yeah, my name, Guy Templeton. I am a software engineer at Skyscanner, where I'm partly responsible for the shared container platforms that we run the website on. Outside of that, I'm also one of the co-chairs of SIG autoscaling for Kubernetes. So please feel free to come and harass me if you think autoscaling in Kubernetes doesn't work the way it should.
Okay, Matteo.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Matteo Ruina. I'm a software engineer in Skyscanner. Been here for 4 years and a half now, and I've been working with Guy and Alex for such a long time. I work as well on the container platform and recently focused on deployment, where we are doing some open source work around application set and Argo CD to release a progressive sync controller. So if you're interested, please come to me. We're trying to scale GitOps for our needs, and I'd love to hear your opinion. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Alex?
Yeah, hey everyone, I'm Alex. I'm a principal engineer in the same team as these two lucky people. I guess I've mainly been specializing on service mesh and traffic routing in Kubernetes over the last couple of years. Shame to see there's no Istio in this cluster though, so I couldn't break that. So.
Yeah, because I haven't worked out how to install it yet, that's why.
So looking forward to trying to fix something. We'll see how we go.
Okay, awesome. Thank you all. Well, let's get ready. Let's do it. I am going to pop up our screen share. We have our teleport server here. The good news is it loaded. The bad news is I only see 2 machines. Bum, bum, bum. I'm going to open a session on our control plane node. Please, if you could join this session, we'll keep an eye on the number in the top left, but feel free to type an echo hello to let us know that you are in. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 1 more to go. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Awesome. All right, well, this is a kubeadm cluster, so you will have to export your kube config, and I suggest you check for a control plane and take it away. Best of luck.
Guy, do you want to steer the first obstacles of this?
Sure.
The fact that in the comments someone says someone broke teleport again means that we should really have watched the previous episodes.
What a surprise!
There's one rule, people. I mean, come on, it's not this hard. But yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we've got a connection refused. Did we specify the right host or port?
I
mean, just cat the
yeah,
admin.
the admin. Yeah.
That'd be really cheeky, but I think it should be fine.
Maybe it's just pointing to something DigitalOcean though. Okay.
I don't see a cluster. Uses
Yeah.
context. Is it off? Does the
maybe don't open it.
There is no API server.
Oh, there you go.
Uh,
Where's the scroll?
Yeah.
Yeah, as the scroll goes, just give the window a little jiggle. There we go. That's an Xterm JS bug. Hoping someone's going to fix it one day.
is the right URL on the server.
Hopefully the right IP address.
Should we check? Should we check if we've actually got a kubelet running and containers?
Yeah. On the run up to this, I've had to learn container D.
We do have a kubelet.
Is it happy with journals and stuff?
We're getting Node. Okay.
I'll do it.
And let's check for the manifests. We do have a Kube API server in there. Scheduler controller manager. Now, here's the question. Can I remember how to use containerd runtime?
Minus n Kate.io.
Yeah.
And then CLS.
Containers.
C for short.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a Kube scheduler, we have a Kube controller manager, and we do have a Kube API server. So maybe we want to have a look at what the config of the API server is.
Sorry, say we were happy with the API that we have in the admin.conf with the IP address. I don't know the IP address of this node.
That is a good point.
You...
Where are we?
Yeah, so there is a server. Yes, that URL is what it's supposed to be. Shouldn't be localhost. If we only add the chance to access another cluster and look at the kube config.
I'm guessing. I can't remember.
So right now you're speculating that potentially they modified the IP address in that file. Okay,
yeah.
So you're going to want to check the IP ADDR on the loopback interface. That is where the BGP advertised EIP is for the control plane. So IP ADDR. Space ADDR. Yeah.
You know, do ifconfig should get you some.
It's been deprecated 25 years ago.
Still works though.
So this is your BGP advertised address here, 147.75.80.168. That should be your control plane.
That's right from memory.
Yeah, I think that is.
Server?
Mm. 147.75.80.168.
Looks good.
Okay.
Okay, so that's working. Well, that's not wrong. Sorry.
The chat thinks it's DNS, but I think they're trolling you.
I think they might be, and I totally deserve it. Okay, so what was the what error message were we getting again?
connection refused. So it's trying to go somewhere, but either is not listening. So maybe they bind the port for the API server?
Yeah, there's the the QADM config, which is in a config map, which you can't get, or somewhere on disk.
We can see what the Kube API server is being run with, though, if I remember to grep it.
No, but you shouldn't see that as a service because it's a static pod, right?
Should be running here then.
Yeah, it should still be.
You just do a PS AUXF. I don't know if it's this. This is what we get for not upgrading Kubernetes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go erase a ticket with the AWS and see what happens.
These are bare metal clusters. Come on. I mean, I'm going to throw something out there, but you haven't attempted to look at the API server logs.
That is a very good point. But
do you know where they are?
No, we use Docker. Proper runtime.
Varlog containers.
Okay, so we have Kube API server.
The command you're looking for is tail.
Yeah, I was going to go with less, but failed to find any PEM data in the key data. Nice.
TLS.
Is that all it says? Nice. So probably should have learned QADM.
So we do have keys, certs.
So in one of the previous episodes, there was someone regenerating all the certificates with QADM. Maybe we can do the same.
You can indeed.
And it was QADM something, and I'm pretty sure that the help page will tell us what. Certs?
QADM certs renew?
And maybe there is like a all or something. Yeah.
There is a renew.
Wait for it. All.
Look at that. We never used a tool and just guessed the CLI. It means it's a good CLI.
There you go.
Okay.
Freshly minted certificates ready for your service.
So restart Kubelet. I can never remember. If we restart Kubelet, that won't necessarily bring back up restart all the pods, will it?
The static pods, so
it won't, because the container D runtime is still running. If I even restart it now, I wouldn't restart it. But it is a crashing static pod, so it will restart manually.
I'll just have a look at the logs again, see if it. I guess it won't do anything. Unless it's crashing, as you said. Well, that one isn't.
It was 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, but have we got a new one yet?
Give us a -L on that.
Yeah.
And capital T, I think, for time.
Not that. No.
Little t.
So we've got a 1642, but nothing. Okay, so it's not immediately restarted.
I mean, you can modify the static manifest to encourage it to be restarted a bit quicker.
Yeah, looking at the manifests of the
static things as well. Manifest.
So, I mean, on the basis of modify something.
Something people don't take advantage of in this show is the Vim remembering the cursor from the last edit.
That's a nice hint. Now, how far did I move it?
If you weren't paying attention, I wasn't.
Feels like it might have been around the port.
Yeah, you should check for logs. There should be something there. But yeah, the Vim thing's always funny.
So, trying to remember what time. Here we go.
Chat is surprisingly quiet. They're normally in there with all the advice.
The scrolling issue happens on every command.
Yeah. It's
There
Now, if we could all just make our window the same size, it would go away.
yeah, that'll happen. Okay, so we're still getting errors.
And etcd is connection refused.
Yeah. Interesting.
Might have to restart that as well if it's, or look at the logs for etcd.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the manifest or the logs.
Where is
There's one said in chat varlog pods as well for fun.
we can indeed. Nice. And to the set. Okay, so it looks happy enough.
Yeah, I think that was maybe etcd restarting after the cert's being renewed.
Yeah.
And the port was the right one. 2379 and
yeah,
it said 2379.
I mean that's also now a minute ago. So actually,
Ta-da!
Wow.
There we go.
You have a control plane.
We have 2 unready nodes.
Do
Interesting.
we want any K9's goodness?
I why not?
You're getting some encouragement from the DigitalOcean team. Shahar is saying you're doing great. Smiley face. There you go. The rest of the chat are just laughing.
I don't blame them.
Hey, Khalid.
I think the problem is we are teaming with Guy and everyone remembers him from the previous episode. So this is why the chat is quiet and no one is cheering.
Yeah, there's a comment from Walid saying this is Team Unicode. So there you go.
we're like we're like friendly friends.
You see
Oh,
that?
who stuck K9s on this?
Just did it. You just saw me do it.
Sorry, I was looking at the chat. We've not had anyone bust out K9s yet. That's nice.
You start seeing things that are nice and red, like that thing that's restarted a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, and cheeky Cidium as well. What's the new command for previous logs? P. This was complaining, talking to the API server, unable to communicate. Oh, turn on wrapping. 147.75.80.
I mean,
I don't know the nodes.
I'd quite like if they put timestamps on those.
What's the
Network policy?
why? Anything happened?
So what's the symptom you're seeing just now? Your Cilium pod can't reach the Kubernetes API server?
Yeah.
Talks about that, yeah. So a few weird things are happening as well, where a few things fail to time out.
Khalid is asking, what is that tool? That is K9s. You should check it out.
Yeah, so if you go to pods, the one that's having a problem on worker 2. So worker 2 seems to be our next problem.
I mean, I guess the question is, our aim is to upgrade the app. Do we try it and see what breaks?
So the problem is Postgres is on worker 2, so unless we move it, we probably need to talk to worker 2, because otherwise...
It's the first step.
You're just so sneaky, guy. Like, we're not going to fix the broken thing. We're just going to make the thing work, which is a good strategy. A good strategy. I'll give you that.
What are we trying to achieve? We're trying to give the viewers access to your lovely new version of the website.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. We can come back and fix things after.
I like that plan.
I don't see any no API server connection.
Where?
In the bottom, see the red thing?
Yeah.
Do we have like a network role that does random dropping or stuff like that?
Yeah, so that's what I was seeing here when I was trying to.
So last night I had my first look at the Cilium documentation, and they have something called network policy.
Yeah,
if you want to check that out.
It now looks like we're back to square one, which means.
That was a nice shout, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would do.
We got a comment from someone called Spedge, who says he's very proud of you, guy.
Pointy hair manager likes the being able to cite Skyscanner's principles.
Yeah, let's pretend skyscanner.com's down. Come on, guy. Let's get this thing fixed.
Get it fixed.
Comment from Noel saying, just schedule the workload on the control plane nodes. Go for it.
Yeah. It's a good shout.
Should we look at the logs again? The tailing of the API server?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if then the certificate expired again, maybe there is...
Context deadline.
Yeah.
That means it's a timeout.
You just have 20 minutes remaining.
That's fine. So etcd looked like it had a wee problem there. Tell me to take over. Ooh, received terminate signal.
From who?
Yeah.
From who? At 5 minutes ago, which is roughly when we started seeing weird things happen. Then it started back up again. Tests for etcd.
Yeah.
Anything odd there? Oh, it looks like it's got 2 members. I need to make my screen the exact same size as David's. Listen URLs. It's got 2 IP addresses, but one of them's public.
I'm going to start using the command line teleport client, I think.
Anything obvious?
Lessons.
I can't see anything obvious.
No.
Default is 2 members local and private. There's 100. Oh, and is it unkilled?
Where do you see that?
Someone in chat said there's 100 megabytes of RAM.
I think it's the 100 millicores on the CPU. There.
And 100 megabytes of RAM for etcd.
I haven't profiled etcd myself, so I'm not sure if that is a good or bad value. but I think it should be all right for etcd, to be fair.
Maybe not. How does I see things?
So we've got
This. Does it say like what, anything about it? No, it's just creating a container. Doesn't care.
So just to make sure I'm on the right page, do we have a working API server at the moment?
Kind of.
Intermittently.
Yeah, let's go have a look at etcd as a pod then.
If you don't see,
That's something we should see here. Does it run as a static pod etcd, or does it run?
It should be running as a static pod, yes.
Yeah.
And it should be visible in the kube system namespace.
yeah,
Okay. Well,
Okay. Should we have a look at the kubelet logs to see why it's not?
Yeah.
There we go. Failed to create a mirror pod for no priority.
I'm going sideways. Go max prox. Okay, content not exceeded for API server. Connection refused to the API server. Take over again, guy. You're reading something.
So is there is it have we got an admission webhook then?
Looks like it.
there is in the logs as well.
So many people.
If we can catch it whilst it's up.
The admission webhook, yeah, QTTL.
I mean, should we set up the autocomplete whilst we're doing this as well? Because
Yes.
I do not trust myself to go. Yeah, I've typed that correctly, so I can trust what I've got back.
To source it. This.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's how you set up bash completion.
And you missed the API server window.
Yeah. What's the difference here? 8 even minutes?
You just have 15 minutes of fun left.
So did we check if the pod priority is in the manifest?
No.
Okay. You have the con.
I think Matteo has been confused by that. Do you want to take over,
Yeah.
Matteo? Go on.
Yeah, now I got you.
I'm just going to sit there and wait.
Yeah, it was something, and then you were drinking. I was like, sure.
This is how work goes as well. By the way.
Priority class system not critical. Yeah. So I was relaxed in the chair. So what were we doing? See the mission webhooks.
Yeah.
Billy from the DigitalOcean team has said you're doing great. If you want a hint, just say.
Maybe not yet.
Yeah, let's see if we
15
can.
minutes. Have a look at the validating
what was it?
webhook. Validating.
You're going to have to
Okay,
fix
so
that SAD API server. You can't debug without this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it the API server that's restarting, or is it etcd that's restarting? What times do we have if you run a PSAUX?
What did you do for F?
Just
Yeah.
container. It has all of the. Okay, yeah, the sub processes. If we scroll up, oh wait, I can just watch.
You may want to just grab for
yeah.
API server and etcd. Oh, in fact, there's the API server there.
So that's literally just restarted.
Yep. And what about etcd? When did that last restart? Okay, it's not running. So
Yeah.
What did you say in kubelet, guy? That I
it was trying to post to an API and it was getting refused.
What's the pods?
So the API server is probably rebooting because etcd is flapping. So you're going to want to work out etcd.
So if you have a look at the kubelet logs again, Matteo, it's just
it's in there with controller.
So if you have a look at there was there's error syncing pods. Error syncing pod failed to start container for etcd with partially back off.
All right, there you go. It's crashing. We need to get into the etcd logs, I think.
Yeah, go have a look at the logs. We looked at them through pods last time, but you can. Yeah, that'll do. It's just get to shutdown.
Yeah.
Do we have something sending the signal to etcd?
So this is going to be probes. That's my hunch.
Yeah,
it's getting a nice terminated signal. So
we should see that in the kubelet logs.
Because the kubelet controls it. So just grab this or search this for etcd. Connection refused, error syncing, crash look back.
Unable to write event.
You were hot earlier, now we're cold.
Unable to write event, does it mean that there is no space?
Okay, so we have 10 minutes left, so I'm going to throw something out there and we can ask for a hint if you want, but I would remove all the probes from the static manifest and your resource limits. Like, let's not give it any reason to shut this pod down.
Someone to cover?
It's a Kubernetes manifest.
I'm just failing at this point.
That is a subtle way to say that I was typing too slow.
Yeah. I mean, not so subtle, but...
Yeah, remove the limits.
Yeah. And remove the liveness. Yeah.
Just delete the whole file.
There's nothing important in there, right?
I mean, those are just requests, but you can remove them anyway.
Starter probe.
I'd remove the starter probe as well, because otherwise I'll...
Anything past Kubernetes 116, thank you very much. Should we save this?
Cool.
No.
comment from Russell saying Rawkode smash. Yeah, I'm not subtle or elegant with some of my fixes. That is for sure. But you've got to rule out anything that you think could be getting in the way of getting this fixed, right? You mean you can add back probes later, you can add back resource limits later.
Yeah.
Really, you just need to work in etcd.
Do you want to check the logs?
Right, let's see those etcd logs.
Okay.
It won't be 220 anymore, though.
Won't even do this thing anymore.
Probably just because the pod ID has changed. Use varlog containers, that way you don't have to worry about the directory changing. Okay, that is a healthy etcd server for now. They are namespaced as well, remember. -- all namespaces like an absolute monster.
Mutating.
Yeah.
Well, it's working. Oh no, I think it failed. Instead of
Ta-da!
That looks suspicious.
Now, are you going to look at it or delete it? I'm curious. You're going to look.
I'm going to
they do. Create pods star. It went to a object selector just for this.
All right, remember your mission. You got 7 minutes.
Okay, so if the cluster's looking slightly healthier, I'm not overly happy with that, but
No.
first things first is to this. Anything else? It had already failed, but we'll try that first. Nothing using container creating.
It's pulling the image. Yeah, there you go. But does it work? Would you like me to try?
Give it a shot.
Why not?
Right. So it's exposed via teleport. Oh, we can click Klustered. Dun, dun, dun.
Still says version 1.
Mission successful. No, I think you've still got a particularly broken cluster, but you did manage to deploy an update to your application and browse to it. So well done, Team Skyscanner.
It's eventually consistent.
So how was that? You enjoy that?
Yeah, it's good fun. Some tricky ones in there.
I think, as always, the most irritating ones are the intermittent ones where you go, okay, cool, onto the, oh god, no, still broken.
All right, so now you know what you've fixed and you know what you've broken. Who's meaner?
I think we might be meaner.
All right,
We have Guy, so.
Well, you know
got
what?
to keep my reputation up.
I don't think it's up, but whatever, Guy. No, it was a pleasure. Thank you, Guy. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Alex. I hope you enjoyed that. Please feel free to watch from YouTube. Be in the chat if you're available. I'm going to invite DigitalOcean to come and join the session, and I will jump back over to here for just a moment. So thank you. I'll speak to you soon. Alrighty, so while we wait for DigitalOcean, I will remind you all to like, subscribe, and click that bell. And another awesome thank you to Teleport for sponsoring Klustered. They make this show possible with their support. We use the product, we love the product. You should check it out too. Run Teleport on your infrastructure to commoditize access through secure protocols, remote pairing, right? That's pretty cool. And application proxying as well. Okay, we got I've still got to kick them out. Skyscanner just hanging around. Definitely outstaying their welcome. Welcome, Shahar. Oh, that's your team coming in now. There we go. Welcome, Billy, Jeremy, and one more. So they didn't fix everything, right?
So they kind of fixed it, but they worked around the etcd problem, right? So like I did the same etcd thing I did last time, where I just changed the liveness probe to be health C instead of health, so it would crash every 2.5 minutes and then be down for a while.
I noticed it because your Vim cursor started there, and I even gave them a hint, but they didn't take it. So.
Yep.
All right.
There was the validated mission, or the mutating mission webhook would have all it did was it changed the v2 tag to v1. So they would have changed it in the deployment, and then the pod still would have been running v1 even though the deployment had been changed.
Sneaky, I like that. Yeah. Definitely cool. You could do some serious amount of damage with those mutating webhooks, right? And you have no visibility into what's happening, which makes it even painful to debug.
Yeah, I have another idea for doing the same kind of thing, but without a mutating webhook.
You keep that to yourself for now. We can bring that.
I'm going to.
We're still missing one person.
Collin.
All right, let's get you hooked up with teleport. Oh no, we haven't done introductions. I'm so rude. Apologies. Let's start with a quick round of introductions, and hopefully Collin will join us. But we'll let him say. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Welcome back.
All right, so.
All right, can we do introductions? We just take it away. Shahar, do you want to go first since you're top right, and then just loop around?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Shahar. I'm a software engineer at DigitalOcean working on the app platform. And yeah, excited to be here. Billy, you want to go next?
Sure. I'm Billy Cleek. I'm a staff engineer at DigitalOcean. Been doing Kubernetes stuff for almost 4 years, running internal platforms at DO that host the vast majority of our internal services. Jeremy, you're next on my screen.
Hi everyone, my name is Jeremy Morris. I'm a software engineer. I primarily work on DOKS, that's DigitalOcean's managed Kubernetes product.
Hi, my name is Collin. I work with Jeremy on the containers team, primarily focused on the registry product right now, but hoping to get into Kubernetes more later.
Awesome. Thank you all, and thank you for joining us. That was a sneaky cluster. It's now your turn to see what Skyscanner have prepared for you. So I'm going to pop open my screen share. I will open a session on the control plane node. And if you can just let me know when you're in there and ready, and feel free just to check for a control plane when we get after we've got a few echo hellos. Oh, we're missing a face. Let me get that working. There we go. Okay, I see.
Active sessions?
You should be able to see, yep, an active sessions.
Oh no.
I'm definitely a little nervous after they said that they think they were meaner than us. I'm looking through some of Guy's previous breaks, so we'll see.
Yeah, I did swear I'd never have him back on the show, but
yeah, that's probably for the best. Yeah.
Anyone that brings Unicode to a cluster fight isn't good in my book. But all right, how are we getting on there?
I might just tag along then. I'm trying to
just to make sure you're on skyscanner.cluster.live and not digitalocean.cluster.live, right?
Yes.
And you went to activity and active sessions and joined the active session.
I'm not able to. Oh, I might not have. Ooh, my bad. I have not set up correctly. That's on me.
All right,
sorry.
Just join whenever you're ready. If someone wants to take over and check for a control plane, we'll get this thing underway. Best of luck, Team DigitalOcean.
All right, Jeremy, are you going to drive?
Yeah, I'll start driving.
All right, let's get those first things get set up kubeconfig and our alias.
I love that alias is the first thing, even before the kube config. That's my kind of party.
Yeah. And then the bit for the auto completion as well.
I don't remember that. If you want to type that in.
Yep.
This is cool. We can run this command.
Yeah, I got it. There we go. There we go.
Cool.
Okay.
Right, so maybe look at the node or something. Okay.
Wonderful. Okay. There we go. So a couple of things. Let's go check those manifests. First thing, Etsy Kubernetes manifests, and just let's see what the timestamps are.
What I love is that is an actual response from the API server. That is not a that is a working-ish API server.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
How do I get the? Oh, yeah, it's just the timestamps.
Currently unable to handle the requests. Did you do export? You did. Oh boy. Okay, this is fun. So does anything work? Can you do get pods?
Okay.
Okay. Let's check the logs for kubelet.
How do I check that?
This would be journal CTL /u kubelet -f. Just follow them for a bit.
No.
It'd be -u kubelet -f. Yeah.
Okay. Record event.
Okay. Let's check to see if etcd is running.
So component statuses is not something we can do for the controller, and I think it does still show etcd, right? Or is that not even useful to use at all at this point?
I don't think we're gonna be able to use kubectl at all for a little bit. So let's just check to see whether etcd is running with psax and grep for etcd.
Three minutes.
Okay. All right. So, and can we check logs for etcd?
etcd or something like that?
I think we're going to have to look at the var log containers to see them because etcd isn't being run systemd, it's running as a static pod. Yeah, so check those etcd logs. Yeah.
Check's okay.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so we can. It looks like we can connect to Kube API server, but it can't.
I can't scroll, by the way. I'm not sure what's up with that, but
yeah. So there is a small bug in Xterm.js. If you can't scroll, you just like resize the window a millimeter. It just kind of fixes it. I know it does get a little bit frustrating, especially as it breaks on my side and then I do it. But eventually we'll get something that works.
I'll just resize it as needed.
Awesome.
All right, so what should we look at next?
Let's just do a get nodes again, just to make sure that they didn't do something like what we did, where etcd is crashing. No, okay. Server is currently unable to handle the request. Let's check Kube API server logs.
with the
Failed
handle
to
of the
watch.
request. Failed to watch, failed to list.
What's that top one? Failing or missing response from, should that be 6? Okay, let's go check. That's interesting.
Oh,
We can't check it.
So is there like a cluster role that's for this?
Yeah. Yep. So but I don't know how we would check it without Kubernetes, without
Right.
being able to. So, but let's try. Like maybe it can see its own cluster role. So just do k get cluster roles. Let's see what's there. See if it'll tell us anything. No, nothing. And do we have a log that will tell us about this in Kube API server? So this failure that we just did. See the logs again. So maybe it'll give us some hint about what we just failed.
That doesn't look recent.
Does it? What time is it? Yeah, it's not.
22
You're right. Jeremy, was that the end of it, or was that the?
this
You did 10,
this is
right?
the end of it. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, good catch. I didn't notice that timestamp, but that is indeed old.
Yeah.
And there's 2 of these pods, though, and we're
Yep.
Yeah, you
It
could be
might have
looking at
gone to the
build
other
log.
Agreed. So we want to take a look at the other one, Jeremy.
Yep. Let's see.
so not 40. BEF, yeah.
That's the one.
There we go. Okay. All right. So data watch server is currently unable to push requests namespace. I didn't want to sync it right. Okay. Let's go take a look at the Kube API server manifest.
I think that's a good idea.
The reason I'm doing that is up at it says the server is currently unable to connect to is currently unable to service the request. So I'm wondering if these IP addresses are correct. And I know that from looking at because I did a little bit of reconnaissance on since Guy had done this before to go see what kinds of things he had broken before. Because I know I've repeated some things, so I thought he might as well. So secure port looks right. We should probably check these IP ranges for the services and for what we're listening on. So I don't think. I want to take a look at the flags here in just a minute too.
We'll resize my window again. Hold on.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Let's go up to the top here and take a look at the flags that Kube API server is running with.
Gonna go to the top again. Oh,
Okay.
let's go down.
Yeah. So is that IP address for the advertised address? Is that right?
I think so.
How do we check that?
I think we'd have to take a look at the IP addresses, the virtual IPs that we have.
Is that IP adder command?
Yeah.
Or would that be something else?
IP adder L. And there we go. Okay.
I think that's the same.
1080, 46, 143. I think that's right. Can you just double check the flags again? 1080, 46, 143. 1080. Yep. And let's because Team Unicode. Let's make sure that let's just type that IP address in.
I like it.
What am I doing with this?
We're just going
Just
to,
retype.
so it's 10. So I just would go to the equal sign and just do an insert and put that same IP address in and delete what they had.
Oh, so just delete this and retype it?
Yes.
Okay, so it's 1080. I don't remember it. 46. No,
I think it
do
was
this.
46.143.
Jesus. Okay.
I mean, you could just do a slash and search for that address and make sure it matches as well. So if you hit escape and then / and then search for 10.80.46.143. And then you can use N to make sure it matches the one at the top. But I think it will. Press enter and then press N. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
cool.
matching through them all, so I think you're good.
Yeah, I think so too. But if there's my concern, Dave, is that there might be a character here that looks like a valid character. But I think you're right. Since he searched them, it wouldn't have.
A guy has been in the chat to confirm there is no Unicode this time.
Thanks, guy. Okay.
Should we look at the, maybe it's obvious, I'm not sure, but should we have looked at the config before
Sure.
setting the kube config? Maybe that was messed up. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, potentially. Yeah. It would have to be connecting to a different server, right? Because we know that we're getting requests to our instance of Kube API server from the logs and from the failures that we're seeing, don't we?
Is anything like off to anyone?
What's the? Hang on a second. I'm going to take a look at teleport real quick.
The error that we were getting, it wasn't able to get some endpoint.
So,
Yeah, so because I did recon, another thing that Guy had done previously was to mess with Kube Controller Manager to shut down a controller. I don't know if Kube API Server has anything like that, but if that could affect this, but it potentially could. I think I'd still like to go back and look at the Kube API Server config some more.
So it's failing to watch all of these resources.
I wonder if it makes sense to look at. Did we already look at the containers? Maybe we should look at that.
Sure. Okay, before you do that, we do ls-l on these manifests again.
IT-Sploit is asking if the IP is correct. Yeah, I think we've confirmed that. So,
Yeah.
not it. Can is asking, how can I get this terminal? It's teleport. Go check it out. Rawkode.live/teleport. Naveen noticed an IP mismatch in your admin.conf. That's expected here. The BGP advertisement address of the control plane is different from the node itself.
Just a quick question. If we can do this, does that mean that we might have access to other commands, or?
Potentially, yeah. So what this means, like, it is talking to the server, right? So we can talk to the server, which means the server's up and it's running. That makes it seem like it's permissions, but I don't know of a way to mess with the permissions in a way that we could, like with static polymer or anything like that. But it could certainly be a flag on Kube API server or something.
Oh wow.
I'm not sure that it's permissions. I think a permission error would say something in those logs that would be very specifically like cannot get resource because of like XYZ, where it's saying like failed to watch. unable to handle the request, which makes it seem that the resources that it's trying to watch might not be responding, or they might not be listening on the port that we're watching them on, or they might not be up.
So you will see a lot of those fail to watch errors and logs kind of all the time anyway for reasons, but you're right about, I think you're right about the
can I throw something out there?
We're couldn't hit an endpoint. What's that?
Can I throw something out there?
Yeah.
So I think we're maybe missing the most important error message in the logs by using tail. It's kind of my hunch. And I think etcd is the problem. If you remember that first PS you did, etcd had only been running for 3 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And it seems to me that kube control version is a subcommand that doesn't speak to etcd, and it's working. So.
Sure. Where's the etcd? That one. And how long has this one been running? Can we see now? It's a kuAPI server and etcd have been up for the same amount of time, it looks like.
Yeah, you might be right, actually. Let's see the API server logs again.
I was gonna say maybe this is a shotgun approach, but should we look at like just try to spot check the manifest files? So we only look at the API server one, right?
I think that makes sense, but because we know we can talk to kuAPI server, I wonder if there's some other things we can do. Like let's try a cluster info, which I know is cluster info and component statuses, which is deprecated but might be useful. Then also get events. See if either one of those. See if any of those.
Okay, cluster info dump. But is there a way to like filter that so we don't cover the screen?
I think just you don't even need a dump. Just do a cluster info by itself. Should be fine for now.
Okay. Yeah,
okay.
So I guess we do that.
Yeah, but it's telling the same thing. It can't handle the request. Okay, let's try the get events.
Yeah, I tried that in the beginning. We can't do that.
Okay. Servers currently unable to handle the request. Okay, let's check etcd logs. etcd problems are the worst.
True that.
Because no one deals with it all the time. So, okay, so compaction is happening. It seems to be healthy. Are we actually listening on is etcd listening on the same port that kuAPI server is connecting to? And what would that error look like if it couldn't? If kuAPI server couldn't talk to etcd?
I think it would make sense if the error would be something like what we're seeing, where it's not able to process the requests for like watching stuff.
Yeah, let's check those ports and IP addresses for the etcd is listening on. Make sure that they're right in the kuAPI server config.
Real quick, do any of you guys know the reason for the discrepancy? Like I see the store index and finish scheduled compaction. That just happens sometimes, I guess. Maybe because I'm only tailing the logs.
Yeah, it's because you're telling, but like that store index and compaction that happens periodically with etcd. That's expected.
They know that was like triggered by like some action that is causing our issues. All right, so what should I check out next?
Let's go see what etcd is listening on. So let's go check its manifest. We're going to look at a couple of things. We want to take a look at those the startup probes, the liveness probe, the health probe. Probably also want to take a look at it and then see what etcd is actually listening on, and then compare what the etcd is listening on to what kuAPI server is configured to do. Okay,
so we have the 10.80.46.143 IP address. That's IP address looks fine.
Okay, liveness probe is health, not health C, so we know that's right.
Yeah.
And is that the right port? Is it 2381? I believe that's right for TD by default because it's 2379, 2380, and 2381. Right?
I believe you're right. Yeah.
Can we curl that endpoint?
2381.
Yep. /help.
What's the flags you want to use, if any?
No. No, I don't think so. There you go. 2381 /health.
Mm.
Great. Okay. Let's go back to that manifest. All right. So, how's the readiness probe look? There is no readiness probe. There's just liveness and startup. Can you scroll down so we can look at this startup too?
Startup probe. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure the startup probe wasn't set to like something like way in the future, so it wouldn't like a super long delay or something, so it wasn't responding. Okay. Well,
how do we? So like the things that it's saying it can't get, are they up? Like if we, what are the logs again? It was like.
So like it's saying it can't
watch these. Okay. So it would be at CD.
Potentially, it could. This is a tricky one.
I still think we're not seeing enough of those logs.
Yeah.
Just do like.
But I'm stumped. I've got to say I have no idea. I've not seen this before.
Maybe. I'm going to resize my screen again.
Okay, just give me. So let's just take a minute and just kind of read through these, see what's useful here. Server is currently unable to handle the request. I wonder if it's so this could be a couple things, right? It could be service account credentials for a Kube API server, or failed to retrieve its code pod a service unavailable.
So how do we confirm whether or not it's service account credentials or not?
How we confirm what?
You said it might be service account credentials.
Yeah, potentially. So I think we'd want to go with a couple of things. We'd want to take a look at the Kube API server manifest again, but we'd also want let's take a look at that. What's it, Etsy Kubernetes PKI directory and see if anything in there has been changed. So ls-l.
The Skyscanner team have said, remember there are hints /root if needed. And another comment from a Skyscanner member saying, when we broke this, we did panic that we couldn't fix it. Which,
well played.
Okay, new
So
solution.
we want to check out right here?
API server.
Hold on a second.
What was that?
What was your question, Jeremy?
This is what we want to check the timestamps and permissions on.
Yeah, can you also check that etcd directory? Okay. So I think that's interesting. Like they were a little panicked that they wouldn't be able to fix it. I'm trying to think of things that you could do that you wouldn't be able. Like, do you guys mean like you didn't know if it was possible, or you didn't know if you would be capable of doing it if you had the same problem? Because those are very different things.
Yeah, let us know, Team Skyscanner. And I do believe, based on conversations we had earlier, that they attempted a fix and it did work. So it's fixable. But
Okay.
I think they were panicked. As far as I know, I could be mistaken.
Okay.
Do you want to take a look at the hint?
I was so proud of them for not taking the hint right away. I don't want to take it right away either. I want to keep looking.
Okay.
You've got time. You've got 20 minutes.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so all
Is it
these
possible
keys
that they
and
edited
certificates
one of these,
have
like, should we just do, I just renew the certs or something like that?
sure.
Instead of just checking them individually? And so I know there was a change that we did, and then they just wiped it out with that, so.
So so that's certainly true, Jeremy, but I will point out that like all these timestamps are around the same time, and they're not all exactly the same. They're like within a second or so of each other, or a minute, which I think probably means that they haven't been touched.
I don't trust them. I think they've changed something and reset a timestamp on it.
Okay.
Can't you do touch star, right? To reset the timestamp?
So, David, are we allowed to check the bash history?
Yeah, I don't think they'll have left anything, but you're more than welcome to check the bash history.
Let's check it. Just run history, Jeremy. Where is this? Does this have? Yeah, they
there you go. Echo Jeremy at the top, so not useful.
Yep. Good job.
Nice try.
We covered our tracks too, but you just never know, right?
Is that one cert file supposed to be 5 bytes only?
The sa.sscert, yeah.
Are we able to connect to the other nodes? Like, does the API server see the worker nodes?
We don't know, right? Because we do kget nodes, and we don't get anything.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And we know Kubelet is running, right?
Anyone have any prior-CTL commands?
What's that?
Skyscanner team are saying nice try on the history.
People forget to cover their tracks. I would still like to go take a look at the Kube API server manifest again and check those IP addresses for etcd and whatnot. This feels like it's permissions related though, but I don't know off the top of my head what would cause that. So there's a couple of things.
Should I do ls-al on the manifest? I'm not sure if that makes sense to do that.
Yeah. We already did. We've done that a couple of times already. Yeah, those are the same-ish.
Back in this file now.
If you try to just like ls in the var logs containers, like what containers are running right now?
Like here?
Yeah, just wondering. Okay. Cool.
So we have controller manager, we have scheduler, we know we have etcd and Cilium. We have Kube API server and kubevip. Can we check kubevip? I don't think that'll make any difference. Sorry, Jeremy, I actually meant the manifest. We'll see what the manifest is.
Oh, the manifest. Not bad.
Yeah.
I'll just say that the fact that we are on teleport via a browser means kubevip is probably okay.
Okay.
Because I stupidly used the BGP advertised address for teleport, which I really need to fix.
I think I hear you mention that like almost every clustered episode.
I know, and then I'm like, I'll fix it. I never fix it. Can I make another suggestion? Just because this one has piqued my curiosity to no ends, but I'm going to suggest you kill the API server on purpose and catch the logs from startup. There has to be a clue in there.
Yeah.
It just feels like there's something we're missing there, and I can't.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Is there supposed to be missing value there for the one key? The pure pass?
Oh yeah.
It looks like there's a missing value field for pure pass.
Yep.
Yeah, that's okay. The password is null, so it's acceptable.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with David. Let's tail those logs and can we? Is it possible for us to easily? Can we connect with another session to
feel free just to open one on your own site to kill the API server and leave the logs on the displayed one. That's all good.
Okay. I'll do that. Jeremy, you
So
want to
we're
start
gonna
telling those logs?
Tell the Kube API server logs again.
Yep.
You'll need to wait for the new pod ID to come in, so but you should be able to get it pretty quick.
Give me 1 second to get this set up. I was going to do get nodes. Okay, done it.
Alright, so
Let's take a look at the
which one am I
results.
doing? It's one of these.
I expected a new one, to be fair.
Yeah, me too.
Did we kill the API server? Like an actual
think they're
kill
the same
-9 on
ones.
the process?
Yeah, so Jeremy, what Dave's asking us to do is to kill the Kube API server
Oh, I thought you were
process,
gonna-
so it'll get restarted, so we have fresh logs. Then I'll run a command, so we can maybe spot where the problem is.
Just like grab Kube API server or something like that, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
API S should be enough.
So now we're going to kill
There's-
1985.
that's the one we want to do.
Yep.
Oh, not that one.
Don't know what 1984 was, but
I'm glad it's not teleport.
down.
measure twice, cut once.
Oh, you got something different.
DFF, there we go.
Okay. All right. So are you tailing these logs now? I'm going to run a get nodes command.
Yeah, tail dash F
Should
on
I
that.
just do tail? Yeah, okay. Just get down here.
You ready?
Yep. A dash F on that. So
We got a response. So that worked. Jeremy, stop this.
Yeah.
And just do K get nodes. Please. What if it was process 1984 was the problem?
Okay.
Okay.
You're welcome, everyone. I did the quick fix.
Maybe. Yeah.
Who was expecting
Okay.
that? I wasn't.
So I will say I wondered about this kind of thing because we did something similar with our webhook, where like you can change the manifest in some way to get it to spin up a bad process and then change the manifest back so it doesn't look like it's out of sync, but it actually is. Okay, so now component statuses, cluster info.
I don't really care
And
if
get
the component
events.
statuses, right?
I would like to see it. Just curious.
Okay.
Skyscanner are clapping
Okay.
and saying
Not gonna
nice
tell us
one.
anything. For the schedule and controller manager, we can ignore that. It always looks like that. So,
I tell you, this takes me back to my Windows days. Like, oh, it's broken. Just restart it.
turn it off and on,
Okay.
on again.
That's right. Yep. Okay, so let's. So we talked through like some things to do, kind of from the get-go. Can we? So we can see. Let's check the mutating webhook configurations, validating webhook configurations.
I can type it. All these shortcuts, and they don't have shortcuts for this. I don't.
You can hit your auto completion that we created.
Oh, it's validating.
Oh, yeah. See, look at that.
Hey. Okay.
Right. Let's delete it.
Uh huh.
Delete it.
Uh huh.
I don't even care what it was. Just delete it.
Well,
Let's hope they didn't do the kind of thing that we did too, or that we talked about doing in Shahar. So one thing we
Right.
talked about doing is putting a validating webhook in that would replace the validating webhook configuration. So like just have one in that would like reschedule a replacement.
I don't need this part right here, I guess. Is that what it is?
There's a great idea for future episodes, actually. Like, have a broken cluster with a mutating webhook that fixes new commands.
How do you delete this? What's going on?
Dude, so just do k delete validating webhook configurations -- all.
Oh, okay. That's easy enough.
Cool.
There you go.
Can we get it again?
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So now let's
to the fix for the image update?
I was going to say let's try to go to V2 and see what happens.
Yep. Okay.
Edit that deployment. I suspect we are not done, but it'd be
Never
nice if we
know.
were.
Hey, you only need to update it. That's it.
Do we know if it was actually working though? Like, did anybody check the webpage?
I don't care if it was working. All we have to do is get to V2.
Well, because I tried checking it, and I'm not sure if I'm using the right URL, but it said internal server error.
Okay,
Yeah,
I can click on applications here, click clustered.
Let's see if he typed in the
This
right
won't work, right?
applications.
Okay,
Oh, what is this?
wonderful.
It is
Okay, so
broken.
let's. So now we may be dealing with an application error. Let's go make sure our Postgres pod is running. So I want to check the services and the pods that are running in the default namespace. Right, because what we're looking for is there's no space between the comma and pods. Because what we want to see is if this application is all of its components are up and going. So it looks like they are. Let's check the clustered. So David, one thing I didn't notice I was looking for earlier is the IP address that Clustered connects to for Postgres. Is that hard coded in a container?
Yes, we'll use Postgres as the DNS name to reach the database.
Okay. Cool. Then with that in mind, Jeremy, I think we should check core DNS to see what the core file says. So we should be able to get pods or get config maps in the kube system namespace. I want to see that. So I don't think they're going to mess with it. It doesn't look like, but I would like to see that core DNS config map.
That's what Guy changed
You
last time,
monkey.
for the record.
I guess would be.
So to get well, because we want to see I want to see the whole thing. Okay, hang on a second. I don't know what that lame duck health is. Do you know off the top of your head, David? Is that legit?
Oh, no, and I should know better by now because I've had to debug core DNS many times on this show, but I don't. I will point out, though, that we got internal server error on the application and not the DNS error, which would be displayed to us with Angry Man from the movie.
If there were DNS problems, you're saying the clustered application would still say
It would tell us
something
that
like
it
DNS
failed to
problems?
reach to Postgres. But I mean, I left a shell in the clustered pod. You could go in and run a curl if you want to see the resolution. So you should be able to run bash in the clustered pod if you want to confirm.
Yeah,
The chat is telling us that lame duck is acceptable and fine. Thanks, Noel.
Cool, thank you.
I do
So we'll
like,
just kubectl. We'll exec in. So kubectl exec.
Right, just under 10 minutes remaining.
can, oops, I'm going to do that. Didn't copy it.
Yeah, one of the things that I found myself trying to do last night was I do all my work in tmux, so when you're messing with things trying to break it, I kept trying to do the tmux.
What is
short prefixes to move
it's
around?
like bash or something like that?
Yeah, bash is available.
Yep.
So what do you want to do now?
You are in the pod. Yeah.
Yeah.
Curl from here. Are we curling again?
Just Postgres. You just want to see it resolve.
So, yeah, I kind of want to see if what dig Postgres resolves to. And you have to like dig plus search Postgres.
You're going to have to remember
Postgres?
if it's DNS utils, DNS dash utils, bind utils.
Yeah. Okay, so it's DNS utils. Apt-get
DNS utils.
is this Ubuntu?
You want to type it?
Sure.
We got some support in the chat from Rawkode saying "Go Team Do."
Oh, gotta install. Okay.
I think it's dash utils.
Is it like that?
I think so. Yeah, I have to do this every time. I should really remember it by now.
I would have just Googled this by now, but it's all good.
I like to get it wrong 14 times and then Google it. So.
That's right.
There we are.
You always got to do that update first. Is it Postgres?
Yes,
Is that the name of
Postgres
the service?
Yep.
Okay, so it can resolve that. Let's.
Do you have
I'm going to get out of here.
logs,
I want to see the logs.
like of the actual application?
Yeah.
Because that might just tell us what the error is.
Oh yeah, we didn't run the logs command.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of logging in the application, to be fair, but we can see. Yeah.
Well, thanks, David. All right, so we're back in the container now. Jeremy, I'll let you start driving again. All right, so what could this? So we know. So we're pretty sure that they haven't messed with the deployment itself. They might have, right? So let's go. What's running here? PSAX. Okay. HPD makes sense. Let's exit out of this.
That is not my binary, for the record.
Okay, good to know. Let's go. Let's go take a look at the deployment again.
Skyscanner. Oh, Guy particularly says you are doing a great job in getting close. And Alex confirms he read the Rust code. There is 0 logging in my application. Whoops.
All right, let's. So I want to check command line arguments and image name and things like that up here.
Matthew says it's written in Rust that doesn't need logs. I'll translate roughly what he was saying there. He's right. Memory safety, it can't crash.
Yeah, so if it can't crash, you don't need to know what's going on, right?
Exactly right.
Jeremy, can you go to the top here? Let's go take a look at the image and the container arguments and things.
On inside of this,
Here we go.
what, like inside this file or something else?
No,
I am scrolled up.
Yeah, for the deployment. There we go. There we go.
Oh, there was a lag. Oh no. Oh yeah, it's lagging crazy, I guess. Or
Jeremy,
what's
you
going
gotta
on?
slow down so we can
I'm not clicking anything. It's just.
Oh,
doing
sorry,
it
that was
on
me
its
that was scrolling.
No, David, if you could
I don't
quit
know.
sabotaging us, we'd appreciate it. Okay. So
why does it look
that the
different?
right-
There's a different
there's a couple
screen
of things
being
here.
streamed than what I'm looking at.
There is. So I'm seeing ghcr.io Rawkode clustered v2. Is that the right image name?
That is, well, it's the right value for the image in the YAML, yes.
Okay. And image pull policy is always. Let's go check the service.
Is it possible that I somehow left? Oh, now it's updating. I don't know what's going on. All right, what are we checking now?
Let's
I can see me typing
let's
again.
check the clustered let's check the clustered service and the Postgres service as well. But I think that David gave us a really good hint with that's not that HTTPD. That's Apache. That's not his binary.
Correct.
I guess I can't do it like that.
If you if you want to, Jeremy, you specify multiple services with a space between them. So resource types are comma separated, resources are space separated.
Great
So
tip.
10,
Oh,
10,
okay.
111, 121, 97. External traffic called pfms. Node port 30,000, 8080. And that's for what? This is clustered.
Clustered.
Is it
Postgres
possible that the service is like only exposing, that like broken maybe like Apache server instead of like the regular application?
It certainly is, but what I'm confused about is if that's not David's binary, then how is that the thing that's running if it's actually using his image? So there's an image pull policy of always. Presumably, they didn't somehow get access to the Rawkode Docker registry, right, or Docker repository, and replace it. So how is it running the wrong thing? So if we go take a look at can we go take a look at the deployment again and check those arguments? Because last time we were doing that, we got scrolled away from it, and then I think we got distracted. All right, so we want to go take a look at those arguments, Jeremy. The image up in the pod spec or the deployment pod template.
I can scroll it, yep.
There we go. All right, let's just hang out here for just a minute. All right, so clustered, ghcr.io, Rawkode, clustered v2. That all looks right.
So what's responsible for pulling that image?
So the image pull policy, but it's set to always.
But what actually pulls the image to the machine? It's not the
So
kubelet.
container. Yeah, container D. Oh, okay. So I don't know how. I don't know a lot about container D and where things start to how you can configure everything.
Yeah, so
let's read the help.
You can do cry control images to list the images, and there's also a super cool command called. You'll need the -- runtime endpoint and stuff. Let me type that in for you, just in the interest of time.
Thank you. Oh, so this is how you avoid the socket issues that you were having, David?
For container D, yes.
Yeah.
The other thing I would suggest is container D space config space dump will list the container D configuration. However, my advice might be getting you colder, as Guy has just said in the chat. But I don't know if that's my advice or what we were doing beforehand. So. But I would still take a look at container D config dump before moving on.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so...
Although my image isn't listed there, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, no, because it's on a worker machine, sorry. So where's this pod scheduled?
Yeah.
Should get pods all or something? Or
-OY. Oh.
Yep. And then we can see
let's
what
do
node
that.
it's scheduled on.
Hey, Jeremy, coordinate the other two nodes. Delete the pod.
Okay, so
I like it.
Which what's the coordinate command? Is it like coordinate and then the node?
And then the node name show.
Which
So
one do
you're
we want to
probably
do?
gonna do
Worker 1 and worker 2 or
K-get
something?
nodes.
Or?
I want coordinate both of them.
Skyscanner -worker 1 and Skyscanner -worker -2.
Oh, okay, so let's do comma here.
Yep. No, space, because they're resources. So resources are space separated. Resource types are comma separated. Remove the comma after the one.
Okay. And then want to delete pods, right? Something.
You'll need to remove the taint from the node, the control plane node.
What is that, like get taints or something? Or
you can just do edit node and just delete the actual YAML. We don't need to do it the nice way. We could do it through taint with a dash syntax, but it's not important. Control plane.
This is the worker node.
Yeah, we want to remove the taint from the control plane. So Skyscanner dash control. Yeah, that's it. And just search for taint. In fact, there's there.
Top of the spec.
Just
okay.
delete those 3 lines.
Yep, you were right there. Under spec, taints, the no schedule. Just remove, remove that effective key.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay, and what's the next thing you want to do?
Delete the
Now you
pod.
want to delete that pod. Yep.
Is that the clustered one or
Yes.
no? It's okay.
Yes. The clustered one.
Bye bye, broken clustered pod.
I figure if this fixes it, that's that working around the problems is legitimate as removing a liveness probe from etcd, right?
Right? Just schedule our workloads on the control plane. That's funny.
Like managers are happy. Just get pods.
Oh no! I still
Jeremy, just
getting an internal service here.
Get pods. Okay.
It's still
So it's
responding with
creating it?
internal server error.
Yeah, it's going to because it's
Well, it has to
still
get ready first.
Well, I was thinking if the application itself isn't up, then you would get a different error besides internal server error.
Yeah, that's very possible. So what we're going to want to do is go take a look at that clustered D service again. Clustered service.
All right, I might have made a boo-boo. I think I did call that binary HTTP.
Oh.
All right.
I just checked the Docker file and now I feel awful. So
It's okay. It's all right.
Oh, it's ready now.
okay, let's
Let's hit it. Let's see what happens.
It's
Yeah,
still
it's-
intro service error.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like the application doesn't need to be up to get internal server error. It's probably happening before it hits the application.
try
Yeah, so
curl
that's
and
what I want.
localhost 30,000. 30,000.
you said? Oh, sorry. What is it?
30,000.
Oh, okay.
So there should be a
Not
node,
30,000.
a node port
What?
service with that.
So we need to go check the service again, Jeremy. Clustered is the name of the service we want to check, and not wide. We want to check.
Get the YAML out.
Yeah. Okay, so ports, no ports 3000, port 8080, target ports 8080.
No endpoints.
Okay. Let's go check. Do get endpoints just to make sure. Very clearly, it seems like that's the case, but.
Huh.
And can you show the clustered one with the YAML?
All right, I'll give you another 5 minutes because of my horrible detour.
So I'm wondering if this is networking. Is this Cilium?
Are there any network policies defined right now?
Good question.
What is the command for that? Network policies or something?
Yeah, can you like autocomplete with network? Oh, does it bring up anything? Yeah, that. All of them. Okay, so they.
There's
didn't
also
mess-
Cilium versions, so if you need to autocomplete Cilium as well.
I'd also like to, after this, I'd also like to see the kube system, the pods in the kube system namespace again. Just want to see how long this pod's been running.
Oh, look at all the restarts. I don't know. Is that good or bad?
Do dash O wide on that, would you?
So it looks like the Cilium pods themselves were set up
right
a couple hours ago. Ooh.
Yeah, that's why I want to do dash O wide. I want to see where those are running.
So Guy says you're getting warmer, and remember there's hints.
Want to do the game too?
Not. So this is the operator, right?
So if Jeremy, if you'll just do that same command but with dash O wide. So because I want to see what nodes these Cilium.
Worker 2.
No. The kube get pods dash in kube system dash O wide. I just want to see what nodes the Cilium pods are running on.
Oh, okay.
Because Cilium was restarted not too long ago. Mm-hmm. Let's go check the Cilium configuration for that daemon set.
Yeah, so
We want to do get YAML or
yeah. Kube system. You're gonna have to dash in kube system. Okay. And we're gonna need to see this whole thing. So let's start from the top.
oh wow.
okay, so this was reapplied at least once. Generation 7.
Keep going down.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I'd probably do is I just scroll down the page and let's stop right there and take a. So we're gonna need to take a look at that Cilium config map.
So you want me to
Yeah.
look at that?
Not yet.
Both config maps.
Let's
Okay.
keep going. Yeah, I'm just like kind of get in our heads like the things we need to go look at. So obviously we want to check liveness probes and readiness probes. But I don't think that's going to be an issue. Okay. This is the kind of thing it's going to be hard to spot if it's in here. What's that? Hold on. I don't, where were you? I think go down. No, right there. That volume mount, that mount path, host PID, is that 1NS? Is that right?
I don't know.
Oh,
Where?
right here.
Under volume mounts mount path.
I just highlighted it. I'm waiting for it to show up on. Okay.
There it is.
Yeah.
So slash host is mounted into these pods, but I don't know. I don't think that host PID 1NS is. Maybe we should take a look at the mount definition.
I like it. We under volumes.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see it?
Not yet.
Volume mounts or volumes?
So go back into volume mounts so we can talk
there it
about
is.
what we're looking
It's
for.
the third one.
What's that?
Oh yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah, so certainly host proc NS is legit, right? So then it's just mounting it into host PID 1NS. So I suspect it's right. Can we search this for host PID 1NS? You might need to do an edit just so you can search in Vim.
I mean, the pod is running. If the mounts were incorrect, we'd probably get an error when the container was starting.
Yeah.
Is this
Can we check?
A host
what
PID
it was?
1NS.
Oh, okay. Loads PID. One NS.
NS. Yes. Okay.
That's not.
Keep going.
Oh,
Hit in to go to the next one.
Right, shall we take a look at a couple of the hints and get this?
yeah.
Yep. I think it's probably time. What do you guys think? You want to hit?
Think so.
Sure. I wonder if DNS
LS
policies is
/root.
something too. So where's the hint? In the root?
/root.
Yep. Let's do hints 1, I suppose. Oh, thanks for the red herrings.
I think that sometimes you need to
So-
call IT. Was a
So
pretty
turn
good hint.
something off and back on. That was what, the kubelet, or
Yeah.
the API server that we did.
Yep.
Okay. Ooh, there's a link.
All right.
Is it a Rickroll?
I think he's.
And I
pulling
think
it up.
that's just
Thanks.
still the API server hint.
Yep. Yeah.
I think you've worked that
Okay.
out. We know it's networking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Aha. There you
Ooh.
Uh-huh. Wonderful. Okay, so I am not a Cilium expert. I haven't done much with it.
go. So the
Shahar.
component they're talking about. Do you want me to say something, or is Shahar a Cilium ninja here? Like,
I do not know what it would be. Oh, so Cilium can be set up to replace like all of the networking. I guess DNS, couldn't it?
So
I think they're talking
let's-
about
let's-
kube proxy.
Kube proxy.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
right.
say let's check the config maps for Cilium.
Yeah.
It's going to be in the kube system namespace, Jeremy.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, and so there should just be a flag
Cilium
that allows me to
config.
do that.
Oh, stop. What's KubeMonkey config map?
There is a KubeMonkey pod running as well. I wasn't sure if you noticed it earlier.
Okay.
I'm assuming
yeah,
that's
so,
not a.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
probably the.
we'll look
Like,
at that.
I think we're going to take. So I think we're going to take a look at Cilium config to figure out what's happening there, because we're probably going to have to put fix Cilium config, and then we might have to delete KubeMonkey config map and deploy them quickly. All right, look for KubeMonkey in here, would you?
I would do an edit on this so that we don't have to scroll.
Yep.
And then what about kube proxy replace?
It was set to disabled.
Okay.
Did we have a kube proxy running in the kube system namespace?
I don't think so.
Good question. What am I checking again? Is it?
Pods and kube system.
Okay. No, we have KubeMonkey, though.
Will you just so that KubeMonkey is a deployment. Let's just delete it in its config map because it shouldn't be running. I don't know what it is, but that seems very highly suspicious. Or
Delete
actually,
the pod?
let's not delete. No, let's not delete the pod. Let's edit the deployment and scale it to 0. That way, we don't. If it is necessary for something, we don't lose it. So you just do kube. So there's a couple things you can do. Yeah, that'll work.
what are we editing?
Replicas.
So you said the
That's
scale? Oh, 0. Got it. Scale it down.
Yeah, scale is DOCC. Replicas is the Kubernetes name for that.
Okay, and then do this
Okay.
again. And something should have happened, right?
Yeah.
So you're probably going
I
to
would
want
be
to turn on the kube proxy replacement because we have no kube proxy, so there's no cluster networking.
Right. So should that be enabled then?
There are two potential values. There's probe and there's strict. I would go with probe.
What do those do, David?
Probe allows it to do
Probe?
checks to see if it should be taken over, and I think strict forces it to run and do eBPF routing. I can't remember exactly, but I think that's correct.
We the clusters I work on mostly use Kubernetes, so I haven't done much with Cilium.
You'll need to do a rollout of the Cilium pods. But there was a keen-eye comment from Noel in the chat suggesting that they noticed this Cilium deployment was actually mounting the monkey config map. So you might want to check that too.
Okay. For the Cilium deployment, and let's edit that out.
And the kube system namespace.
The Cilium deployment, yeah?
I think it'd be the Cilium operator. But we were looking at the Cilium daemon set, and we searched for monkey. We didn't see it.
Yeah, so I would just edit the daemon set, change any value, or do a rollout because you need it to pick up that config map.
For the Cilium one right here?
Yeah. All right, so search for monkey again, would you?
Noel has retracted his statement.
Okay.
So there might not be a monkey, but just make an artificial change to rotate those pods over and see if we get.
Yep.
But if we can't curl localhost 30,000, our networking isn't working.
So an artificial change, what would that be?
Just add a new label.
Yep.
What?
Add a new label.
So under the
Oh,
template.
here we go. Yep.
Nope, no, not that. That's not going to do it. You have to go down to the spec templates labels. Just add a label underneath. See where it says labels? Just a few lines down from there. It says K8 app Cilium. Just add an additional label.
Right.
Yeah. Just call it. There you go.
I could just put null or something. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, empty string will work.
And we should see those pods moving. Yep. I mean, we could also have done a kube control rollout, restart, daemon set, Cilium, but who's got time for that? I'm more of a delete pods -- all kind of person. So.
Me too.
Yeah, you could probably try curling localhost and see if that's working.
$30,000, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
That's better, right? There we go.
Oh, yeah, it's up.
Cool.
Go to the Klustered
That's
Skyscanner.
not.
Did it?
Oh, that's good.
Very nice.
Finally. We
Yeah,
got
that
to
was
use the
it.
hints though, but it's all good.
Actually, I don't think I mean, we read the hints, but I think you were already there. Like you were ahead of the hints. Like none of the hints were surprising to you, right? So
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. This is fun.
Oof, two tough clusters. Damn.
Thank you,
I
Skyscanner.
think breaking is
That
a
was good
little easier, but
time.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. It was great watching you work.
Thanks for having us.
I'm glad we stuck with that. We were so close for a while there, and I'm really sorry for leading you down the HTTP binary. I'm going to kick myself for that.
That makes it more realistic. That's how it works in production for real. I think it was great.
All right. Well, thank you again. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you to all of our viewers for watching. Thank you to Teleport for sponsoring. We will be back next week. Thanks all.
Bye, everyone.
Bye all.